Her message came at 6:12 a.m. "Sorry, honey, we forgot to book your seat. Everything's sold out now. I'm so sorry." The words looked soft, polite, almost believable. I stared at them while my coffee went cold. The wedding was tomorrow. Her sister's, in Hawaii. I paid for everything, the flights, the resort, the dress she'd just fallen in love with, even the matching sandals for her mother. Every ticket but mine. Forgot. I read that word again, until it lost meaning, like a word whispered too many times in the dark. She called next. Her voice carried the brightness of guilt wrapped in charm. "Oh, babe, I swear it wasn't intentional. Mom and I were planning so much and you forgot me." A small silence. Then laughter, nervous, sugar-coated. "You're being dramatic." I said nothing, because something in her tone wasn't forgetful. It was deliberate, measured, like a door closing. When she hung up, I sat in the quiet. The house hummed with the kind of silence that hides things. I looked at the tickets spread on the table, 5 names, not mine. And for the first time in our marriage, I felt like the stranger in my own story. She sent pictures the next day, the beach, the hotel, her in that white floral dress, her mother beside her, her hand resting on another man's shoulder. David, her coworker. He wasn't supposed to be there, but there he was, front row at the rehearsal dinner, his hand on her waist, the kind of touch people don't notice until they're looking for it. I didn't text, didn't call, didn't ask. Instead, I studied each image like evidence. Her smile looked different, practiced, weightless. His eyes followed her too closely. Her mother's approval sat heavy in every frame. When my sister asked why I didn't go, I told her, just a scheduling thing. But I couldn't stop hearing that word, forgot. Forgot to book me, forgot to hide him, forgot that I notice everything. By the time the wedding ended, I already knew what this was, a quiet exclusion, a test. She wanted to see if I'd beg, if I'd fight for the right to stay. I didn't. That night, she sent one last picture. The ocean behind her, a lei around her neck, her hand raised in a lazy wave. I typed, "That happens." Then I turned off my phone and disappeared. 1 year. That's how long it took for them to stop looking, stop asking, stop pretending they cared where I'd gone. In that year, I learned what silence can do. It erases you from their narrative until you return holding the truth. I started small. A call to the airline under a false name. A request for group booking records. 6 tickets. Her family, David, and 1 replacement guest added a week before departure, paid with my card. I felt the calmness of confirmation settle in my chest. No rage, no heartbreak. Just a slow, mechanical focus. Then the bank records. Transfers to a shared account. Her name. His. The picture formed cleanly. I had funded their trip, their affair, their introduction to her family, while I was written out of my own story. I stayed invisible, changed cities, built a new name, a new life, piece by piece. But invisibility has its advantages. People speak more freely when they think you're gone. From a friend's social feed, I learned they'd moved in together. She called it a fresh start. He called it true happiness. And I called it unfinished business. A year and 2 months later, she found me first, through a mutual friend. Her message was short. "I'm in your city for work. Can we talk?" I agreed. We met at a quiet cafe near the river. She looked older, not in years, but in spirit. The kind of tired you can't sleep off. "Wow," she said softly, "you really disappeared." I did. A pause. She smiled, but her hands trembled. I wanted to apologize. Things got complicated. I slid an envelope across the table. Receipts, emails, flight manifests. Every proof of her lie, neatly organized. She froze. Color drained from her face. How did you get this? I paid for it, I said simply. I thought I should know what I bought. Her breath hitched. Her eyes filled. But I felt nothing. She whispered, "You planned this?" I nodded once, and watched the realization settle, that she was no longer in control of the narrative. I didn't raise my voice, didn't insult, didn't accuse. I just spoke facts, calmly, precisely. "You didn't forget, Emily. You replaced." Her lips parted, but no words came. "I disappeared because you wanted me gone. I just decided to stay gone long enough to watch what you'd build on top of the lie." I pushed another envelope forward, this one thinner. A property transfer. The house. The savings. I sold everything. Settled the accounts. You're free of me now. Completely. Her face twisted. "This isn't what I wanted." I leaned back. "It never is." For a long moment she just sat there, motionless. The woman who once orchestrated every move now sat small beneath the weight of truth. Before leaving, I said one last thing. "You taught me how to disappear. Now it's your turn." Then I walked away. The river was quiet that evening. City lights bent on the surface like false promises. I watched them ripple, thinking about the version of myself that once waited at airport gates, hopeful, trusting, blind. He was gone now, replaced by someone who listens instead of reacts. People call it revenge. It wasn't. It was reclamation. The return of self-respect from the ashes of humiliation. I didn't ruin her life. I simply revealed it. And that was enough. As I turned to leave, I felt nothing. No anger, no satisfaction. Just a clean, empty calm. The kind that comes when you finally stop bleeding. Final line. I was never forgotten. I was erased. And I made sure they remembered what that feels like.